feel like I've never done more for my child, but I still feel stuck in the same place. This was from a mom mentioned in a phone consultation a couple weeks back. Now, this mom had been to countless doctors and specialists, filled numerous prescriptions, and explored various holistic and biomedical therapies, but nothing seemed to actually work. You see, it can be so hard as a parent when you're questioning if there's something missing, especially when you've been working so hard. The truth is, this mom I talked to isn't alone. So many parents feel this way about getting to the bottom of their child's health struggles. But what if the key to unlocking that optimal potential and the healing for your child is not by doing more, but prioritizing the order or the sequence of what you're doing to make the most impact? In fact, when you find the right order of healing that aligns with the exact pathway or sequence of stress that caused them to get sick into the first place, you will make the most impact. And this allows you to do less while accomplishing more. So, this video is going to be for the parents that feel stuck in an endless cycle of doctor's visits, of medications and therapies, yet still struggle to see lasting improvements within their child's health and their development. We're going to be diving deep into the often overlooked link between nervous system regulation and overall health, and how prioritizing the right interventions at the right time could be the paradigm shift that your family needs to thrive. Did you know that 2 in 5 children in the US now suffer from a chronic health condition? From asthma and allergies to ADHD and autism, the rates of pediatric disorders have skyrocketed in the last 2 decades. Despite advances in medicine and an ever growing array of treatment options, many families find themselves trapped in a frustrating cycle of trial and error with minimal lasting results. So let's talk about finding the root cause. Now, neurologically, it may sound simple, but accomplishing less is more with your child's health is all about starting with the basics in the beginning developmentally. So the sequence of what happens first can make all the difference as stress accumulates throughout development, both physically and emotionally. And this is why we look to the one factor that's often overlooked by most traditional pediatricians and practitioners in your child's healing journey. And that's nervous system regulation and the vagus nerve function. See, the nervous system is the master controller of the body, and it's coordinating every major system and keeping everything working in harmony. So when the nervous system becomes dysregulated and out of balance, it can actually wreak havoc on your child's health, shutting down and altering their gut function, their gross motor coordination, their immune system function, and overall inflammation. Especially if your child struggles with sleep, with digestion, and sensory processing and behavior issues. Now, common signs of nervous system dysregulation in kids include sleep disturbances, gut and stomach problems, frequent respiratory and immune system challenges, gross and fine motor problems, sensory overload, and behavioral problems such as tantrums and meltdowns. So, how can you find out if your child's nervous system is dysregulated and that the vagus nerve is dysfunctional? So, the first place to look is within the basics or the foundations of neurophysiological function: sleeping, eating, pooping, and calming. So, if your child struggles with any of those areas, it's a red flag that the nervous system is going to be out of balance. So, the question that parents ask all the time is, what causes the nervous system to get off track in the first place? Now, we find that the majority of stress affects kids in a 3 step sequence. There's high stress and often high risk pregnancy and during the fetal development period. There's birth intervention and trauma like forceps and vacuums and C sections. And then there's early exposure to antibiotics, other medications, and environmental toxins. Now, when all of these challenges accumulate, we call it the perfect storm. And this is why so many of the symptoms that children experience seem interconnected, because they all start from the same place very early in development. So, put simply, the nervous system is the boss. It starts to develop first in utero. And the way that God designed our entire body and overall health to function is that the brain and the nervous system must be fully regulated and operational in order for the other vital organs and functions to be that as well. So, our gut health, our immune system function, our endocrine and hormonal health, our gross and our fine motor development, all of those things are controlled and coordinated first and foremost by the nervous system. Now, when the nervous system gets derailed and off track developmentally, so will most everything else downstream. This is why nearly every child that's struggling with a chronic neurodevelopmental condition like autism also struggles with digestive problems, a weakened immune response, gross and fine motor challenges, or even sensory processing difficulties. A struggling nervous system will compound problems. And in contrast, an adaptable and efficient central nervous system allows children to conquer growth and development with ease and not be bogged down by all the external stressors coming from it. From social demand, from screen time to the chemicals within our food, our kids want to eat. There's no escaping the stress that's coming at us. Even if we do our absolute best to clean up the environment and the diet for our kids, it can be nearly impossible to be perfect from every single angle. Now, as parents, we feel like we're working so hard for our children and say yes to anything that looks like it could help, but progress is slow and it's not nearly as efficient or effective as making their own systems more adaptable through a well regulated and operational nervous system. So, this is how less is more actually works. As simple as it sounds, the sequence of things matters most. Each individual form of natural or holistic or integrative care is amazing and it can help tremendously when the nervous system is adaptable and it's resilient. But what if we could unlock something within your child's brain and their body to ensure that everything on the natural healing list could work even better? Now, that's the power of focusing in on the nervous system first. So, the first step is uniquely measuring the nervous system and its function. And at Haven Family Chiropractic, we use an incredible piece of technology called the Neurological Insight Scans that accurately assess the health and the function of the central and the autonomic nervous system. This lets us centralize what can give us the most progress neurologically with the least amount of healing effort. So we get a true batting order of what your child needs first to get momentum back in their health. So if the nervous system is off track and dysregulated, it's easy for parents to question if something is missing, even with all the hard work that you're already doing. So if you feel trapped in the cycle of doing more, let's dive deeper into the nervous system, allowing you to do less work to accomplish more progress. So we're here for you. Please ask that question that's on your mind. DM our office or give us a call because we are absolutely here to help.